Hello, I'm Karen, and this video was an impromptu video. I really wasn't planning on making it, but I ended up doing it because it's the final piece. So this is the Lucky Horseshoe blanket, and I just want to share the actual blanket and share the little story behind it. But just so you can see, it's way too big for me to share the whole blanket. But this horseshoe is a horseshoe which is the right way up. This one obviously is upside down, and we can see that I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of these squares all joined together. Okay, and the way that they're made is we start off with the little squares, make them to this size square, make 4 of those squares to join together to then make the ultimate bigger square, and then join those bigger squares together. So what I've been doing is I've been sharing how these patterns are all inside the Voynich manuscript and sharing the secret messages. So with the Lucky Horseshoe blanket, this blanket is the numbers version. So the previous version that I did, so there was this one, which is the Ivy Cage blanket, which has got Queen Elizabeth I's name inside it. This is the one that I did of mine because I thought there was, when I made the 2 lots of 64 squares, I thought I needed to make 2 of these, but I was wrong. I had to make this one, which is the numbers, so that we can actually get the numbers to go with everything. So here we've got the measurements of the actual squares. So the smallest square is 2 inches. When we do make them together to make a group of 4, that's 6 inches. When we make this next size up to this, it does look like kind of red on here, but it's actually a cerise pink. That's 14 inches. And then the whole thing joined together is 32 inches. If we put the horseshoes the right way round for all of them except for the number 2, this is how the code bit works of this. We get the number sequence there. If we turn the 2 upside down, we can turn the number 2 into a 5. So we get a number sequence 1, 2, 6. As in 1 through to 6, I mean by that. That also turns into the A, E, I, O, U, which obviously is the vowels, and the number 8, which was the other clues. But it also turns into 11, 15, 58. And the actual pattern itself, once it's made, those numbers, if you turn those into a crochet pattern, equals exactly the same crochet pattern that I found on page 10 to make this pattern. So it did a full loop-the-loop. So this is, when I was doing page 10, that is the first round there. Let's see if I can get these kind of side to side so you can see which way around would be better. There. So you can see we've got a magic circle and a chain of 3, the V-stitch and a treble crochet, and it's repetitive, and then we've got the 2 slip stitches at the end, or the single crochets depending where you're from, and it's exactly the same beginning. So we've done a full circle of that one, and if we add all of the things together, I was missing something. So I shared with the other video what I did is, so when I did make these Ivy Cage blankets, the leftover tails are turned into squares just to make some cushions, because I thought that that's what you were supposed to do. But with all the tail ends that I got left over from this one, I ended up with 4 cushions, which, so like for example, this one's only got 4 rounds, so I made that the extra round up to the 5th round. So we've got 2, is it that way, 2, 3, 4, and this one was 5. So I just did an extra round, so they're not, this bit's a cushion section and the rest of it's not. Then I followed the joining method and did the same edging. It created this square which has 17 blocks of these. So these groups of 3 at the end, the little blocks, it had 17 of those. So I end up with a full date. So if we put all of them together, we end up, so the Ivy Cage created Queen Elizabeth. These 2 blankets make the 17th of the 11th, 1558, which is the date that Queen Elizabeth I became queen. I needed to create 6 horseshoes in total, which are on here, but they was made up of 2 horseshoes make 1 horseshoe, if you know what I mean. So I had to sandwich 2 pieces together. But if we use the complex anagram method, it creates us 3 number 8s. The number 8 was the treble crochet stitch, which I've shared before, so we've got a triple treble. So this just finished everything off, and I just thought, I just need to share that I've just got this last final piece, and this really is the final piece. I'm not doing anything to do with code after this, of like trying to share with you, teach you, prove to you that I'm actually been able to read the Voynich manuscript. I know that I can. I know that I've done everything that I possibly can think of to share that it's all there, and I've shared all my workings out and everything, and I know it's taken me a long time, and I've got to the end of that section. So I'm just sharing this video to share with you the Lucky Horseshoe blanket. It is actually the correct size. You know, like if you was a horse lover and you wanted to actually have it underneath the saddle, just for comfort for the horse. Obviously, you wouldn't put the horseshoes on if you was going to do that, because you'd make lumps and bumps, which may be uncomfortable. But they really do fall quite flat, so you could leave them there potentially. But my ultimate aim, what I would like to do moving forward, is to teach you how to make the ivy cage so that you can write your name, a baby's name, a secret message, whatever you would like to do with that, and then do the lucky horseshoes to do it as the numbers. If you don't want to do something that's this big, there is actually a smaller version that you can do. I haven't completed this one. The only way that this was going to fit in with the code is if I do an extra round right on the very end to make a row of, it makes 26 blocks, which is 26 letters of the alphabet. So, but it's super pretty. So I just thought I want to share with you how to do that. So what I will do is I'll teach you. So all you're going to need to do is know how to make these squares. Yeah, not even, so you'll use this square. Where's the other one? That's the one with the letters. So you'll ultimately use these squares. You won't tell the person, you'll just give them a square that's not marked of which letter's which. You'll then give them the blanket, they work it out, so they count along the squares, get to the letter, find what it is, and say, oh, I need a letter E. And then they just do a normal anagram. It's just a simple game that you can play with it. But it also would make some beautiful keepsakes. So for, like I said, for weddings, anniversaries, birthdays, coronation dates, whatever you'd prefer. And so I'm just letting you know, that's it. It's the end. I can't do anything else. And so no matter what happens, moving forward, I just want you to know I actually do a full-time day job. It is technically an office job, which is where I earn my money from to live on. And then all of my spare time and all of my weekends and every single bit of annual leave that I've had over the last 5 years, I have given to actually trying to share the information and share the coded work that I've done. And I know that I've got to the end now, so moving forwards, it is just purely going to be how to crochet whatever it is. So I'll teach you how to crochet the horseshoe, how to do the blanket, how to do the joining methods, how to make the cushions, all of those kind of things, and all of the other patterns that I found along the way. I know it's going to take me a long time to write them all up, but that is the plan moving forward, okay? So this is the end of a chapter. No more codes after today, potentially. I might include a little bit, maybe just a little story. But anyway, I just would like to say thank you to everyone that's followed me on this journey. I know a lot of people have actually made it through to the end, because technically it's been a bit boring and a bit hard for people to understand at places. But to me, it was the most interesting, fascinating thing that I've actually done. Especially as a code that's like going back to Queen Elizabeth I. And so yeah, I just want to say thank you for watching, thank you for liking, thank you for being there for me. Bye for now.